All right, because we brought up Kendrick, right? I got to ask you, is Not Like Us the best diss track of all time?
No. Best diss track? No. Hell no.
All right, guys, this next brother, I feel so grateful to have had the opportunity for him to be one of my first interviewees ever. When I first started this channel, he gave me an opportunity, and I'll always appreciate him for it. Never switched up on me. Same dude I met since day one. Straight out of D Block, J Hood.
My God, what's happening, man?
It's all good, bro. How you been, man?
Not cool, man. I can't call it. You know what I mean? Same old grind, man.
I hear you, bro. But yo, man, you doing your thing out here on the content. I seen you the numbers is going up, man.
For sure, man. You already know. Unpopular opinion, man. Hip hop with hood.
For sure, bro. Yo, first things first, man. I gotta ask you, there's so much going on right now, especially in New York. How you feel? How you feel about this? Jay-Z not too long ago saying he wasn't sure if battling should still be a part of the hip hop culture because of the internet and people's fan bases have become so extreme. Then at the Roots picnic this past weekend, he sent shots at like 15 people.
Right. I mean, you know, we as people are contradictory. I mean, we contradict ourselves regularly. We walk in contradictions. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, sometimes you just gotta, you know, pat somebody on the hand because they think they could get away with certain stuff. You gotta let them know you are still who you are. You know what I mean?
That's
so
a fact.
I mean, I get it.
That's a fact.
And at the same time, it's like people prove this point as far as the fans and the followers. Just look at the comments. You know, especially of the fans of the people who he mentioned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, but it was crazy though, bro, because for him to say in the beginning though, where he was like, "Oh, now people are bringing up people's families and their kids and stuff like that," but this is the same brother that we remember talking about, you know, I left condoms in your baby seat. You was kissing my dick when you was kissing that bitch and stuff.
The nigga, you know what I mean? Like, let a nigga supposed to be able to grow. You feel me? Like, let that man grow mentally. You know what I mean? Spiritually, how else he grow, man? No dirty.
For sure, though. For sure, though. But it's almost like he the right messenger. But at the same time, I can see how people could feel away. But it's like, you know, you're right though. You know, so many years has passed, so it's like, of course, you're gonna change how you feel after having kids, after, you know, growing in life and everything.
Right. He even said on another interview, he was like the whole money over hoes concept was whack and all that shit. So that shows you where he's at right there mentally.
Right. I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure he regrets a couple of lines that he said before, like, you know, what he said, get a couple girls to try to do E, you know what I mean? They're like, you know, like
they would have went crazy in this climate right now if he would have released one like that.
For sure, for sure. But what was your reaction when you saw him do the freestyle?
Man, my immediate reaction was, woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, it's out right now. It's out. That's what I'm talking about, man, because I just feel like people have taken his somewhat kindness for weakness. You know what I mean? Because he's the type of person, or I don't know on a personal level, but artistically, it seems like he is able to just compartmentalize certain things and ignore people to the point where it eggs them that he's not even mentioning them. You know what I mean? Like, i.e. 50. 50 been trying to get at him for decades and decades, just saying little shit, obsessive shit at this point. Hov just be ignoring him. Hov ain't never once said nothing to that man. Even when he just sent shots at all these people, he ain't say nothing about 50. You feel me? So it's like, I was digging the fact that he sent them shots.
I gotta admit, you know, the culture is so much more entertaining and so much more fun when he's a part of it. I felt like for a long time, it's like, of course, because he's a billionaire, he's so, you know, he got so much going on. It's like you don't have all the time to be so heavily involved, but with him being there to comment and to, you know, to say things and to be a part of it, it's just so much more fun, bro, to watch. You know what I mean?
Great, definitely.
So
Fact.
when he dissed Dame, he said, "Dude's teeth is tumbling out their mouth, and somehow I'm the ones who done it."
Man. Hey, man.
How do you feel about Dame Dash's response, though? Did you see Dame Dash's response?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. With all due respect, man, Dame gotta relax, man. He gotta just chill, sit back, enjoy life, and you know what I mean. Like focus on these these corporations that he said he started. You know, after the breakup and all that, man. Because every interview this man do, he mentioned that whole god damn, man. Nigga, like you were part of something historic, man. You part of rapping fella. We all know your position and all that, no Diddy, and you still, you know, feel pressed and feel the need to speak about this man in every single interview. And this nigga, what got me, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. When this motherfucker said I was embarrassed for him on stage. Nigga, so you not embarrassed for yourself, but you embarrassed for him? Yo, come on, man.
Yo, I gotta admit, like, I got love for Dame. I respect everything that he did. He played a very difficult position in the business aspect of getting things done, right? Jay got to be like the good guy. It was like good guy, bad cop, you know what I mean? Good cop, bad cop type of situation a lot, right? But like, I don't want to see Dame in every interview beefing with somebody from Rockefeller, you know, whether it's Cam, whether it's Jay. It's just like he always got, you know, I don't want to see that. So it's just
Well, that shit
sad,
corny,
bro.
man. That shit sad, it's corny, and I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I hope I didn't come off like that, no Diddy, when I was beefing with the bros and all that. Like I really hope I did not come off like that because the way he looks on all these interviews going crazy like that, that's not a good look, man. You know what I mean? That shit is like you said, it's sad, bro, because come on, my nigga, you got so much other shit to talk about, but you choose to, you know, to be beefing with people that you were just in business with, you know, prior to the breakup and all that. And you so many levels above where you presenting yourself at right now. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro.
Do you think
Like
though
this.
that the problem is that people don't give him enough credit? Like they just think Rockefeller equals Jay-Z more so than like Dame, Biggs, and Jay. Like it took
I
all
think
three of them.
he contributes to that due to his persona, the way that he carries himself, the way that he speaks. His whole everything about him just screams uh me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it ain't like he's making people look at him like an extremely likable person. Like, yo, I can fuck with him. Like, nah, bro. It's like you seem like the nigga I ain't trying to be around this. Like one of those type of dudes. Like, nah, bro, he cool and all that, but I ain't trying.
When I
Like,
realized that Dame took it too far was when I saw him going at his kids during therapy on reality TV, bro. I was like, damn, this is
oh yeah,
bad. You know?
man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. As a fan of the music, period, I wish it never came to where it came to, man. No funny shit, because that should sound funny too. But I wish, you know, they didn't. The company didn't break up the way that it broke up, but you know, nothing lasts forever.
But bro, like he was just in an interview saying, you know, he would destroy Jay on stage anytime he wants to battle. He would outdo him in a movie, fashion line, TV show, everything. He said Jay been whack since Dame left and hasn't been around. He said that he was the talent.
Who said this stuff?
Dame.
How would he destroy Hove on stage? Like, I'm lost.
Well, I mean, you know, Dame now is a rock star. He got his own rock band and everything. So
Watch out. Yeah, really, man. Come on. Man, come on.
yo, but
Like, one thing I'll give them, I will give them this. He figured out how to manipulate the internet. He figured this shit out. And he's in the algorithm. He's like, I'm gonna jump in this shit one way or another. So he did it.
Yeah, that's a fact. But I gotta say though, when I realized that it really went too far was when he said Jay's breath smelled like cinnamon doo-doo because he was eating.
I laughed at that too. It's like, come on, yo, bro, what's up with you? How old are you again, man? Bro, come on. He just said something similar about Cam too, not too long ago, a couple weeks ago or some shit like that. Like,
Right.
and we talking about a motherfucker whose whole front judge came out on camera.
But that's a sad thing to see, more so than Jay and Dame, in my opinion. To see Cam and Dame go at it though, because like Cam even went at Jay for Dame. Remember on that track, he was all like, "First off, why I'm doing this because you took Rockefeller from Dame and you did this and stuff."
Sad, man.
Yeah, man. So Jay went at Oschino too, saying that nut ass still stuttering.
No problem. Yeah, facts.
And Oschino called the freestyle mid. He said he reaching out to Drake just in case Drake wants some personal information. Said him and State Property saved Jay's career during the Nas beef. What you think about that?
I mean, saying he reached out to Drake and all that to give him personal information, that ain't like, to me, that's not respectable. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't, I wouldn't have said no shit like that. But hey, but as far as the other shit you said, I think that, I mean, when you sign acts and you have different people around you, on some level, they're gonna have some type of influence on you because you have their energy around you. You know what I'm saying? Especially in recording sessions or just building musically, period. Like, let's just say you in a studio with me, you got 4 people with you, we all vibe and we'll be writing, you know what I mean, regularly or whatever the case be, or we just surround each other when we're recording. You might have an idea here, I might have an idea here. If you're recording, I might give you one, you know, vice versa. So they may have contributed to him reinventing himself because that's what happens when you bring people around and sign new artists. So I wouldn't, it's probably not to the extreme how he's saying it, but it doesn't sound far-fetched.
I mean, the way that he said it was that Jay asked State Property to go at Nas and do certain things for him. Like he needed the help.
Oh, I mean, I don't know nothing about that, but if he did do that, listen, man, I shouldn't even have to ask y'all to do it. I'm supposed to be right here. And I put everybody else in position, so you're supposed to just jump and do that anyway, because once a person knocks it, let's speak in chess terms. Once a person gets the queen and knock the king on you, you're done. You feel what I'm saying? Once you get the head, the body gonna fall. So
right. So, during the time that you and the Locks had your guys' issue and stuff like that, 50 and you basically kind of like played chess and like benefited from each other, right? You know what I mean? From that association and everything. But could you ever have seen yourself giving 50 private information about these brothers that you had come up with?
No, I would have never did no shit like that ever. You know what I mean? Like, see, that's a lot of people got a misconception with that whole situation. Anyway, you feel what I'm saying? They think like initially I went there with the idea of signing with 50. You feel what I'm saying? When I knew that was never going to happen because I was still under a contractual agreement with these guys. So how the fuck could I sign with him? I went there strictly for what they call nowadays the term I was trolling. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if I add this label meeting to the other label meetings I went to, it's going to be shock value worthy. Went there, took the meeting, and lo and behold, the fucking went crazy when everybody found out. And then, like I said, he had that concert in the Bronx. I found that out, called him and told him I was right here. He was like, all right, pull up. I'll pull up. And that was another troll move. You know what I'm saying? But automatically people would just, associate that with 50 being smart and you letting 50 play you and he used you as a chess piece. When in all actuality, it was kind of like the other way around, but it was an equally beneficial move for both of us at the time, or so I thought it was. You know what I mean? With me doing what I was trying to do at that very second, but looking at it in hindsight,
Right, for sure, man. But
I probably, I should.
it's crazy though. Like, see, people ain't giving you your props. You did some of the first trolling then, before the word was even invented in that way.
Oh, definitely. Oh, big problem. It was like, we're trying to get move on, man.
So Dame went on to say he doesn't think Drake can beat Kendrick, but he knows he can beat Jay and that Drake will kill Jay. What you think about that in a battle?
He sounds like the player hater of the year. I hate everything about you. I hate your afro. It's too fluffy. I wish your hair falls out. I'm talking about every single grain of hair that you have. Like, you sound like that, man. Get that man the player hater of the year. Come on, man. Like, it's ridiculous at this point. As far as battling goes, though, come on. This dude is 57 years old. Got a young buck trying to throw lines at him, man. He ain't trying to battle nobody. What do you think this is, man? And look at that man where he's at. He don't got to battle nobody, man. I might send a line or two at you just to let you know, look, man, you're getting too big for your britches, man. Aside from that, I got other things to do right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so battle may not be the right thing to say, but then I think he's just talking, man. You feel me? Because listen, to be 57 and to be somewhat removed from mainstream music and still be spoken about daily, and people, it's like the LeBron effect. Well, not really, because LeBron is actually still an active player, but it's similar because even at 41, people hold him to a standard they hold people or players that are like 21 to 25, but oh, he better to go get a championship right now. He's supposed to be doing this, he's supposed to be doing that. This man is 41 years old. This man, Jay-Z, is 57 years old, man. What do you mean Drake will destroy him? Like, man, go sit down, man. Just chill out. Watch out.
Yo, it is crazy though, right? Because like I do feel like Jay kind of took the approach of like that OG on the block that had to come back to let people know that, to check people. Basically, like, don't forget who I am.
I think they probably would have received the message slightly differently if he just came out with the dreads instead of the big fro looking like Lazy Bone and all that. If he wouldn't have came on like that, I know that was calculated. I know he did that on purpose because he knew that would be part of what everybody's going to be talking about. But they would have received it a little different if he would have just came with the regular the locks and shit.
So Maul from Rory and Maul, right? He spoke to Drake on the phone after the freestyle had came out. Yeah. And he said that he feels like a battle between Jay and Drake is inevitable because he thinks Drake is the top dog in the game and Jay is the greatest ever. So it has to happen.
This is what Maul said?
Yeah.
This shit don't gotta happen. What do you mean it gotta happen? You want it to happen. It don't gotta happen. Like, come on, man. Like, no. And if I was Jay-Z,
I don't know though. After him talking to Drake on the phone, maybe he got some inside information. Like he know Drake got a song coming or something.
Got a song coming. I'm pretty sure he's very prepared. You feel me? He ain't gonna just go out there and throw no shots without having something in the chamber.
Right. All right. Because we brought up Kendrick, right? I got to ask you, is Not Like Us the best diss track of all time?
No. Best diss track? No. Hell no. Shout out to Kendrick though, but hell no.
Because they was hyping it like that though.
Man.
A lot of these outlets was hyping it like, oh, like with these lists during that time, they was like, oh yeah, that one's number one. I would say maybe the most popular as far as like biggest amount viewed or played or something like that, like in a short period of time. Maybe you could say that. And it was at the Super Bowl too. So maybe you could argue that. But as far as best, like impact or lyrical or everything like that, I don't agree with that at all.
The most commercially successful diss track.
There you go.
You know, due to the spins that it obtained, the fact that he filmed it at the Super Bowl, and all the other things that were attached to it. But the best diss track, period, man, absolutely not. You feel me? It ain't. Come on, it ain't even close, man. Respect him, but it ain't close.
You had a controversial take too. You felt like Drake actually won the battle against Kendrick.
Yeah, I mean, this is just my personal opinion. If you look at things from a lyrical standpoint and you break down every bar and analyze it from each track, I think lyrically, Drake was a little bit more wittier. You feel me? And I just believe that Kendrick, he found out a way to, make I hate to say it, but a hit record and sprinkle a diss within the record and make it radio friendly. Put a campaign behind it.
But man, I feel like when he dropped Meet the Grams, though, that track was ridiculously crazy. And then, like, of course, he dropped Not Like Us, like right after it, right? But when Drake came back and he rapped on the Heart 6, it just sounded like he was exhausted. He was done, like he was tired of the whole thing because it was just too much at that point.
He probably was, because you have all these people within the so-called culture just anointing this dude as the winner when I'm assuming when he himself thinks that there's no way that the other guy won.
One thing that you did say was that Kendrick had the culture and the radio behind him, right? I gotta say, objectively speaking, even though I'm a bigger Kendrick than Drake fan, though, like I gotta say that I felt like I've never seen the culture switch up on somebody so fast. Like people weren't looking at Drake before like, oh, you white boy and stuff. But as soon as that beef happened, I never heard more people say that. It was crazy. Like even Rick Ross was saying it. White boy.
Yeah, they go for to your success, man. These are the people that laugh in your face, but in the drop of a dime, they will show you how they really feel about you, though. Even if you didn't help them by, jumping on certain songs for them or putting them on certain songs that you drop,
right?
It don't even matter, because this is how a person really feels about you. And if you wasn't, beneficial to them in any way, you probably would have been found that out.
That's what's so crazy is that the majority of the people that was beefing with him, though, he had given some of their biggest tracks too.
Facts.
Right? Like that was such a weird thing, bro. You know what I mean? That's crazy, man.
That's the society we live in.
Yeah, that's true. One thing people are saying, like you did, Jay did not say anything about 50. Dame thinks that Jay don't want any smoke with 50. And there was word that 50 said he would make a documentary about Jay for allegedly being on the Epstein list and shit if he were to go at him. What you think?
I'm tired of hearing about Dame and speaking about Jay. I ain't gonna lie. Like, every other day is something new with Dame. I already knew though when Hov mentioned that man on stage, I'm like, oh yeah, Dame about to go on the world interviewing tour talking about this nigga. But man, he ain't me. I don't think it ain't that he's scared of 50, but it's just that he sees that ignoring this man is the best route to take because it's been working thus far. He hasn't had to say anything to him, and this dude is still reaching. So why would I give this guy the satisfaction of mentioning him or saying anything about him when he's been begging for that?
Yeah, that's a fact, man. I agree with you. Like I feel like a lot of times, I mean, the easiest way to put out a fire is to cut off the oxygen, right? So why would you feed it more? and give the person more reasons to come at you.
Yeah, you can't trick me into going at somebody because you want to see me go at them. No, come on. They trying these old school tactics with Hov, trying to make him feel a certain way. Or you look like this because you don't want to say nothing about him. Or you scared? Yeah, I'm sure. Scared. Yeah, really. Terrified. Stop.
But I gotta admit though, I think that people do know that when you beef with 50, he is very relentless with it though. Like just
Until he meets somebody else that's with money.
right. But 10
He
years
just
like after you guys beef, he just starts saying stuff randomly. You wake up and there's an IG post about you.
yeah. So he got time to be doing all that. You know what I mean? Like, look, hey, Rick Ross, he ain't back down, man.
That's one thing that I
You
do
know
got to give Ross credit for though, right? Out of all the people that 50's ever really beef with, I mean, Ross actually survived. I thought he wasn't going to survive, especially when that CO thing first came out. But it's kind of crazy that Ross showed you that if you continue to stay on track and just keep putting out good music, you could pretty much overcome everything, bro.
Everything.
That's crazy.
Because that man still be playing to this day, too. It's the same thing. He like, man, it's like, it's all about what you let 50 do to you. No Diddy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you, and all this threatening people with documentary stuff now. So now, all of a sudden, this man is the Mr. Documentary now because he put out a documentary on Diddy. Now he's the go-to person for a documentary. Man, yo, we gotta stop this shit, man.
Yo, so it's like he
make a documentary about him, man. Like, come on, man.
He not even doing diss tracks anymore. He dropping full-length documentaries on you. Like
like they thought they did a documentary on T.I. too when they was going through they battle call. Man, come on with this shit, bro.
I will say though that 50's the best part about 50's diss tracks ever was when he would talk at the end, the way he would just talk shit and start laughing and stuff. That was always his strength.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's documented.
So speaking of 50 though, how you feel about the Diddy and 50's baby mama, Daphne Joy Sextape with the male escort and all that?
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy work. That's disgusting work.
Yo,
Messy ain't the word.
That's crazy though, man. Like, did you watch it?
Man, nah, I ain't watch that shit. I ain't trying to see that shit, man.
Yo, I mean,
You know, I heard about it, you know, like this. Being in a situation like that, period, was crazy, man. But at the same time, man, you knew what he was doing when he seated her up. You know what I'm saying? When you shot that club up there, whoa, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing it too.
yeah, I mean, I only watched like a 30-second clip on Reddit. The whole thing is like 40 minutes or whatever, but I'm not trying to watch Diddy and all that stuff like that. But from what I saw, Diddy's controlling the camera and he's focusing more on the escort than he is on Daphne. And that just looks suspect in itself.
Nasty work.
Yeah.
No Diddy, man.
Yo.
Yeah.
But she was doing the gobble gobble like a turkey. I'm not gonna lie. But did you see her statement though that she put out?
Yeah, see that now. The follow she man. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, 50 did another interview that I happened to stumble across today. When he was speaking about that, he like, man, look, man, her OnlyFans is up 85%, so she got exactly what she wanted. Like this, you know what I mean? So, man, that shit crazy, bro. Her response is crazy. His response is crazy. That whole shit is just crazy.
Yeah, it's just like, remember back in the day where you would be like surprised, like, or like, you know, shocked when like a photo leaked of a celebrity being like naked or a video would come out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you ever imagine there would be a day somebody would come to a website that is a celebrity and actually sell it themselves, bro? Like, that's so insane to think about that. That's the era that we live in now.
That's the era we live in now, bro. It's like, what, man? They just do whatever for the brag era, man. So that's the society we live in. Do it by any means.
it's like you kind of want to feel bad for her, but at the same time, it's like if you posting like your ass out right after you drop that statement and stuff, it's like how can people really feel bad for you after that?
Bro, you want to feel bad for her. I don't. I don't feel bad at all. Oh no. I'm get that confused. I don't feel bad for you.
No, you know what it is? I feel worse for that kid. You got to think
Yeah.
about that kid is going to go to school and you know what I mean? Other kids is going to know about it and they're going to know that that's his mom and they're going to comment and shit like that. Like that's the type of shit where you see some of these kids killing themselves over, bro. And that's real sad, bro.
Man, this her as a parent, this is shit that you got to think about. You know what I mean? Like, hey, the same thing goes for Kim Kardashian and her kids and all that. Man, I'm pretty sure somebody gonna be like, bro, you know your mom got famous from making this video with this dude and all that. Like, yo, bro, that's your legacy right there. You know what I'm saying? So we got people getting rich off this shit out here. So it's like, who motherfuckers care, but they really don't care. Because at the end of the day, it ain't gonna make them stop listening to 50. It ain't gonna make niggas stop or not want to fuck her again. It's a million niggas at her doing right now trying to get at her because they sing that shit.
That's a fact. But you're right though. What 50 said was crazy though. He's like, when you think of women, we go women empowerment for women, but let's not forget that there is some hoes.
Yeah. I like that. I'm not going to cap. Like, I like that. Yeah. That was pretty sick.
All right. Now I know you got your own situation with Max B, okay? And we're gonna get into that. But before we do, I'm gonna ask you if you can objectively give your take on how you feel about Max B saying what he did about Big Daddy Kane.
Wow, man, my shit is always unbiased, man. My opinions and shit like that. I think, don't get me wrong, man. Having, like I said, having confidence within oneself, that's a necessity. You need that as an artist. But it's also things that you don't do or say because it would be considered going overboard. And him saying what he said about Kane was, out of pocket, man. And don't try to hit me with I gave him reverse promo and all that about me mentioning him and all that, and people that wasn't checking for him. No, man. Because if you wanted to do that, you didn't have to do it in that fashion. You feel me? You could have just gave that man props when Wallow brought his name up. But no, you decided to try to, use him as the butt of your jokes and all that type of shit. So I think he was out of pocket for it.
Yeah, I think that you're right that, like you got to have confidence as a rapper, but you can't be illogical at the same time and disrespectful. And I feel like that's what it was. It was disrespectful.
Absolutely.
But you're right though. Then Gilly came out with that video shouting out Max B, saying he got Big Daddy Kane popping again, and you called cap on that and said if anyone needs credit, it's Wallow because he's the one that actually brought it up.
That's a fact. It was Wallow who brought Kane up initially. You know what I mean? And then your boy spoke on it after that.
But I mean, how do you feel about like he came home from prison and it seems like it's been a lot of algorithm games?
Oh yeah. Nah, hey, that's what's up. He figured it out. He see what's going on. He see, what he needs to do to keep shit shaking. And if he needs to pour a little bit of gasoline on top of what he got going on, let me do it because he know how to do it now. And hey, man, teach it on, man.
But to you, do you think that there's ever a point that you reach a certain age and that starts to look corny though?
I mean, they look corny to somebody, but it may not look corny to somebody. And do you care that it might look corny to somebody, or do you not care?
Because I look at the way that you carry yourself, at least, you know what I mean? I don't think you're as old as he is, but still, like, I don't feel like you really try to clout chase ever. Like you're pretty objective about when you speak on certain things in hip hop, like with with the news, the things that are going on. It's like you never try to go out of pocket just to get people riled up.
I mean, yeah, and that might be what's wrong with me. You know what I mean? Because if I wasn't so objective, nothing would be going viral like that. But nah, you know.
I guess you're right. Because you know what? Because Matt, at the end of the day, right? Like, are you gonna feel corny when you got all that extra money in your pocket? Then, like, I don't know. You know.
Hey, people don't want to hear objective, man. They want to hear, hey, man, just say whatever, man.
Right. So this is so crazy. 3 years ago, when we did our last interview, around that time, Complex had just released the top 50 New York rappers list, and we spoke on it. Well, they just released another one. How do you feel about that, and who made the list?
You said what now?
I said, how do you feel about the new list and who made it?
Oh, the new list? I don't be giving too much thought to these lists that these people be coming out with, man, because 9 times out of 10, it's somebody. The person that made the list is someone that didn't even grow up in culture, or don't really know too much about it, and probably new to listening to hip hop. And if not, they just sound like they're uh tad bit out of touch anyway. But everybody got their own list for whatever reasons, or so for that reason, I don't put too much thought into these shits. The B dot list, complex list, all these lists.
But the interesting thing is that they had came out with the LA rappers list first, right? And they said Tupac didn't make it because he's originally from New York. Then they come out with the New York list, and Tupac's not on it either. So that was another interesting part about where does Tupac belong then?
You go the very top of whatever list. That's where he belongs.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're right. I guess these lists are always just good for conversation, though, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, you're not. Are you not surprised when you don't make the list? Like, you don't expect it?
I'm not surprised, man. I don't be expecting to make none of these lists because it's, aside from it being political, man. I'm an underground cat. I didn't drop an official album commercially or on a major company or major company backing or nothing like that. So I never expect to make those lists. I just sit back and do what I do for the people I do it for.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. So now your situation with Max B, prior to him saying what he did on the podcast, did you ever?
I don't even got no situation with that, man.
But did you ever know that he had an issue or that he was gonna say anything at all?
I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm gonna keep it a rap with you. I mean, I didn't know he. I don't know. I still don't know what the hell that shit was about. I knew that he was there when when this incident took place 18 or 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? When I had gotten to the altercation and I got into. So I knew he was there. You seen it, obviously. I never knew that he was going to speak about it, and if he did speak about it in the manner that he spoke about it in. You know what I mean? And mix it with some misinformation too that came out as confusing to the listener that didn't know what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because like when he first came home, like you were actually showing him love, like commenting on the post and everything, like welcome home and all that. So you didn't think that there was anything.
Nah, hell no. Why would I, man? This is 18 years later. You know what I'm saying? 20 years later.
Right. And then also the situation that he had spoke about was like some Locks fans that were there at a show that you guys were at together, right? In Connecticut.
Well,
and you was feeling saucy that night. You had popped a pill and stuff like that, and he invited you on stage, and these guys in the crowd, they were saying "fuck you, D Block, fuck you," and stuff like that. And next thing you know, you went dolo after them, and they jumped you. Now you said that he saw that from from where he was at in the club?
That's the only logical explanation that I could come up with. It happened so fast. Realistically speaking, he probably didn't even see it, but he knew what happened. So he probably speaking about it from a knowing what happened standpoint, because like I said, it happened so fast. There's no way that he could have really seen it from the stage. So, with that said, I don't really think he peeped it, but he was there and he heard about it. So that's probably why he spoke about it. But at the same time, like I said, my thing is, I don't care if he spoke about it because I spoke about it on a vlog of mine. You know what I mean? My thing is adding the extra lion shit on top of it to make it laugh worthy. You know what I mean? And then to connect these dudes to that, and they had absolutely nothing to do with it. That was my issue, because you got like not so intelligent fans out here that will take that little bit of information, twist it, and run with it like it's factual. And I just felt like for that reason I had to speak on that. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, because it was misinformation, because the way that he had pushed it was like it was Jadakiss and Styles P jumping you when it wasn't.
Yeah.
It clearly wasn't, And he said that
It had
he
nothing to
saw
do
it.
about
He was there and he saw it actually happening.
Yeah, bro, come on, bro. Stop this shit. Nobody from Yonkers or none of them will never confirm or say some shit like that or be like, "Yeah, that's true." Like none of that. Nigga, you crazy? Man, stop.
So you guys haven't spoken yet?
Nah. Spoken since when? Like what's
No, since the comments that he had made, and since you put out the
Max?
diss track and everything.
The Max. Nah, I spoke to people that roll with him, associates, but I haven't spoken to him directly. Nah.
Okay.
But it's all, it is what it is, though. You know what I mean? Like I ain't, the maxi pads was mad at me too for for the trap and all that. But I had to do what I had to do when I had to do it, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yo, you skated on that beat though. That was dope that you chose to do that beat specifically.
Yeah, that was light, man. Sammy Sosa complexion, man. I'm like, you know what? Let me have a little bit of fun with this, man. Let me jump on their record. It's hot right now, and but that was light though. It was real light.
Right. But you had everybody dying when you said that he looked like a cool Keebler elf.
Right. Hey, lying? Am I lying though?
But that's what made it so much more crazy.
Yeah, man. Hey, finesse two face. Am I lying?
I felt like you took it a little light though, too. Like you did mention some situations where he had got knocked out or got hurt and stuff like that, like in Harlem, or the Freaky Zeke situation, right? Or I think the Queen situation with Mobb Deep affiliates. But like you didn't go all out and like put in like so much details about it, and like you could have really, you know what I mean, like put some extra sauce on it if you wanted to. But it seemed like some of this stemmed from like you guys were fucking the same girls around a certain time before he got sent up, and sometimes people feel a certain way.
I'm not even gonna say it stemmed from that. It's I just like put that out there because that was another connection. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, I ain't gonna say it stemmed from that though. But it was kind of ironic.
It seemed like you were so confused. You were trying to make sense. Like, where could this actually be coming from? Like, how is it that you come home 20 years and like, objectively speaking, you know that your name is not the biggest, like, and you pop it on the radio now with French. Why bring up my name of all people that you could bring up?
It kind of like puts me in the same mind frame that I was in when he spoke about Kane and tried to flip it back. Well, he didn't do it. Gilly said it. But Gilly tried to make it like it was like some sort of backhanded promotion. So like, what I'm still confused at it. Like, what is this? You mentioned my name, so the people who wasn't aware that I was still active would go check for me now and see that I'm still active. So was that backhanded promo also? You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't go hard at him because it was no reason to. I don't have no issue with that man. I just had to say something because him speaking on that was totally out of pocket and it was left field. And I still don't even know what the purpose of that was because he didn't have to say that during the interview that he was having.
Right.
but he chose to. So
Absolutely.
I had to let everybody know he was a cool keeper out, man.
No,
I see him.
yo, you said the Windex thing?
Charlie Windex, yeah.
How do you feel about content creation in 2026 and how much it's changed in the past 5 years?
I feel like, um, bro, people are extremely creative. You know what I mean? And then you got something that's not so creative. But you see a lot of creative shit out there, man. And I feel good about the fact that people are able to, support themselves, just by the idea of being creative and putting shit out there. It gave different people a chance to, to not only feed themselves but feed their family simply by doing shit that they could do with their phones. You know what I mean? And displaying their personalities and shit like that. That's dope.
I agree, bro. I'd rather have somebody talk shit online than go kill somebody in the street or sell drugs or something like
Yeah.
that, you know? So that's why, like, in
You
2026,
want to be around.
right, in 2026, there's too many ways to make money now to be committing crimes like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yo, what did you think about the whole Vlad situation with Ari Spears and Boosie and all that?
I mean, hey, I guess it's business, man. You know, I don't really got no real feelings about it. It's business. You know what? Ari wanted to. I mean, Boosie said he thought should get paid more. Then Ari thought he should get paid more. I mean, it happens.
Right. But I think that, some of those issues is like self-created. Like when you going out there and announcing these numbers to people, of course people are going to feel a way, they're going to be like, "Wait, so and so making this amount?"
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, for
I
sure, man.
definitely.
So you actually claim to be the first New York rapper to speak on Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Hey, I mean, I'm not claiming anything. It's facts. It's a fact.
How do you feel about his story? What's happened with him and how he's made it more acceptable in hip hop and street culture to snitch and still be accepted?
I mean, I think it's past the point of a person being able to say like, yo, it's unbelievable, man. I can't believe this shit. Because we past that point, man. People that showed you way crazier shit. So it's like this is just you gotta accept it. It's the age and the era that we live in. We exist in a time where, morality and people having morals and standing on codes, that shit is obsolete. You know what I'm saying? People don't care about that shit anymore. It's just all about how a person can entertain the next person, um, and how the visual tool looks. People just want to see shit. And he's an entertaining young man, so people don't care about all the extra shit that's attached to his name.
You watch his shit?
No, I don't watch
No.
his shit.
Okay, but you said he's entertaining, so that's why I mean, but
Yeah, I mean, he's entertaining to these people. That's obviously why they watch him. You know what I mean? Like you see a colorful head, obnoxious, little dude that talks about everybody. You know what I mean, within the industry, and nothing happened to him yet. But we know he snitched. But aside from him snitching, nothing like physically happened to him. Nobody did nothing to him. It's entertainment.
it's crazy because like in 2026, people act like snitching still matters. Like, cause you have people like 1090 Jake, these people that are constantly putting out paperwork and exposing people, right? But once people get the paperwork, what really even happens anymore?
I mean, to be real, nothing happens. To be honest with you, and that's sad in itself. But I'm glad that you still have people out there that's attempting to push the envelope with the no snitching and all that type of shit. So at least there could still be some people that operate under that code. Just because the masses don't feel the need to don't mean that it should just be, thrown away altogether.
Right. It seems like now it's just used more for content more than anything.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, you and Tekashi actually had a back and forth with him. Like you made like a little video talking about him, right? And then Vlad TV reposted it. Then Tekashi put some laughing emojis on it. And then you came out with a track talking about him called Red Rum, and Academics posted it. And Tekashi came out again saying all these old dudes is coming out. And he made a video throwing subliminal shots at you, but he didn't mention your name.
Yeah.
So then you guys exchanged some words in the DM, and you had told him to pull up to your video shoot, but he didn't come.
Things like that. Like, I knew he wasn't going to come. This shit is just like, at that point, I was just, doing what he do, trolling. I knew he wasn't going to pop up, but it would have been cool if he would have said something, because I would have been like, listen, I gave him an invite and he didn't show up. Hey, to be honest with you though, I attempted to book his baby moms for the video shoot.
Right, but she wanted too much money.
Yeah, she wanted, I wasn't going to give her that. I'm like, nah, I ain't that serious. I'm saying. So
wait, this is the baby moms that read his statement on Vlad?
This is his first baby moms. I don't know how many new baby mothers he got, but that was the one that he said that she was trying to model and all that, and his crew somewhat hit her and all.
Oh yeah. I think that's the one. Yep. Dang, that's crazy. So at the time that you were trying to book her, she wasn't fucking with him anymore?
I don't think so.
That's crazy. What gave you that idea to even do that?
Hey, I could have made it happen too. I could have got her, but I just wasn't willing to give her, what it was that she was asking for. I'm like, listen, I give you this. I'm not going that far though, because I'm not doing that.
What gave you that idea to go that route?
Hey man, 48 laws of power, man. Crush your enemy totally. Hey, if I could get his baby moms in my video, that's like a double gut shot. Like,
yo,
making motherfucker throw dinner, man.
You gotta be careful. Remember when 50 did that and he released Rick Ross's baby mama's sex tape and he got sued?
Yeah. That's crazy. Oh, see, now I wasn't gonna get sued though, because she was gonna sign whatever paperwork that I needed her to sign and all that. So
right. Yeah, 50 took it a little too far with that one.
Yeah, have a tendency of doing that.
Right. What are your thoughts on Afrika Bambaataa's death and how he will be remembered?
Hey, that's kind of like a sticky situation. No funny. But hey, as far as for what he contributed to hip hop, I think it goes without saying that that's to be he's commended for that. But it's with the other allegations though, surrounding him, that kind of like diminishes whatever work that he did put in for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not gonna say too much about that, because I think that's probably pretty much where that needs to be left at. But you said as far as what else?
Like how he's gonna be remembered as a result.
He's gonna be remembered. Hey, I don't know. I have no real feelings on that. For whatever man sow, man shall reap. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you do, that's on you. You know your actions when you was doing them. You know the consequences. You know what would come with it if someone found out. Every man make their own decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Do you believe the allegations?
I mean, I'm not gonna say I believe them or I don't believe them. Anything is possible. I don't put none past nobody.
Yeah, it's sad though. Sad situation for sure, man. Let me ask you this. Why do you think superstar artists like Jay-Z and Drake don't go on hip hop platforms, but they go to these other places to do interviews? Like Memphis Bleak got a podcast under Drink Champs. Nori got Drink Champs, of course. Joe and Jada, Rock Nation Connection. Why Hove don't go to any of they stuff? Like why Drake go on that Bobby White Girl podcast, but not like these other places? Why don't they support hip hop culture in that way?
I have no idea, but unlike everybody else, I just try to look at things objectively and think about it from outside of the box and think about it from another aspect. Maybe they just don't want to do what everybody else do. They don't want to follow the same design. You know what I'm saying? These people, they do their promo ones and make sure that they go to only these specific podcasts and they speak on all of these different podcasts. No, instead of doing that, let me go to, a source that can distribute my information to an even broader audience. And they won't look at me like, oh, he only just went to the same old podcast that everybody else does. That's the only explanation I could come up. You know what I mean? But I don't know. This is just me making an assumption.
You don't think that it's kind of like they want to go somewhere where they're not going to be asked the more difficult questions, where like, within hip hop platforms, we like to ask like those tough questions, the stuff that the fans really want to know, where these other platforms, it seems like they just more happy that these people are there.
I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't know. I can't really answer that for real, for real. I can only give you an assumption, but you got to understand the artist that we're speaking about also, though. We're speaking about a Jay-Z, a Drake. These are top tier, upper echelon artists. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I don't expect them to be going on all these little podcasts. To be real with you,
But Drink Champs ain't little, man. Drink Champs is pretty big. You know what I mean? Like, even Will Smith be going on Drink Champs, and
First of all, I didn't mean to say little like that. I'm going to say, let me take that back. Let me reword that. Just going on these podcasts, period. These people don't want to go on these podcasts. Like Drake, though, Drake probably should consider going on like a Drink Champs or one of those other, podcasts. You feel me? Because he wants to keep a connection with the culture, one that exists right now, him being the age he is. So that'll probably be cool for him. But as far as Hove, I mean, he don't got to. It ain't like he running around doing mad interviews. He did 2 interviews or 3 interviews if you count the one with Kevin Hart.
Wait, so you don't think that he should go on Memphis Bleak podcast at least? Come on, that's bleak.
I mean, maybe he got plans to do it. Who knows? But he's not just about to be like, you know what, the first interview I'll do, let me go talk to my homeboy, man. Like, no, man, I'm gonna go speak to somebody that's gonna make sure this message goes out to everybody.
For sure. All right, so you got a song called Disciples of Pac with Young Noble.
Yeah.
What was it like working on that song?
Man, like I just try to think about the whole frame of what the song was gonna be about, what type of beat that I wanted to use. And I looked up the fact that Noble was lyrical, or more lyrical than people would give him credit for. So I'm like, you know what, let me put him on the beat that would come off and sound more, East Coast, but with a soulish type of vibe. You know what I mean? Like with a crazy sample. Throw him on there, and the joint came out fire. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? This is like another stamp for me to to be able to actually say I'm a disciple of Pac. You feel what I'm saying? Not only because he's my favorite rapper and I've been studying him since forever, but just the whole ideology, period.
Did you guys have like a friendship prior to working together?
Yeah, man, we was cool for a minute. And he showed me love, I showed him love. Me, Yuck Off of Fatal did a track also that was supposed to go on Savage's album. We just didn't put it on there because he passed away and all that. But yeah, man, it's like it was definitely love.
Yeah, man. So on July 4th, 2025, he passed away. from
Yeah.
suicide. What was
Yeah.
your reaction when you got the news, bro?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, nah, ain't no way, man. I just spoke to this nigga like a couple of days ago. I was just in total disbelief. I'm like, I literally just spoke to him a couple of days ago. So when I found that, I'm like, nah. And it just goes to show you, you never know where somebody's going through. You know what I mean? Like this, you could be all good. The next person, they might appear to be all good, but deep within themselves, they might be going through some shit that they don't want to share with the world. So that's why you just gotta live every day, like, you know, I ain't gonna say like it's your last, but that's a little cliche. But you know, time isn't promised, man.
For sure, man. It's just so tragic, bro. You know what I mean? Like I always say that like everybody's going through something that nobody knows anything about. And
Facts.
it's like specifically the people that you think are your strong friends or like the people that always seem like they okay. I feel like those are the ones that need to be checked up on more because a lot of times nobody is doing that because they appear to be okay.
Facts.
So you never saw any like red flags or anything that because you know towards the end of his life there was some controversy with him dissing Napoleon and Nas and stuff like that. Like you didn't see anything.
Nah, I mean, because we wasn't that close to the point where I could like pinpoint shit from, you know what I mean, from afar, from certain conversations. It wasn't like that. So I didn't know. Everything appeared regular to me from the conversations that we had, the few that we did have and shit like that.
Yeah.
I guess it's just certain shit that people that wouldn't know a person, like on a real person's level, would never know. You know what I mean? So I was fucking blown away. No, didn't.
So many of the outlaws is gone now, bro. It's crazy, man. So unfortunate. You know what I mean? Yeah. Rest in peace to Young Noble, man. He definitely, yeah. I felt like Young Noble had that like voice though, bro. Like he had that special like that cadence and that tone to his voice that really stood out.
Also, fact.
Yeah, man. Man, what happened with you and Maino? Are you guys cool now?
Nah. I mean, I haven't spoke to him or spoke of him since that, you know, since that time, years ago.
Because the whole situation was that he wanted to work with you like early on and you guys exchanged numbers, but you knew like at that time like the Locks didn't really want you to work with a lot of people outside of the camp, right? So like you knew it wasn't going to be probable, but you ran into him years later like at the EP release for the Locks and you spoke to him, everything seemed cool. But then next thing you know, he posts a picture of you on IG after saying, "Where the fuck is this guy?" And you commented, "Yo, I just seen you at the EP release. What's good?" And then you guys got on the phone and he said there was no issue and to not let the people in the comments gas you up. Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what happened. This was like this might have been like 10 years ago or something like that, man.
but you ended up finding out that like you guys were fucking the same video vixen at one time, right?
Yeah, man, that happens a lot, man. You know what I mean? Like, and if I was one of those chatty patty, you know, kiss and tell niggas, man, I'd be extra viral out here. If y'all niggas knew half the models and singers that a nigga done stabbed up. Y'all lucky I'm not like these niggas out here running around just trying to throw them out there. Yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, that's basically what it was about, man. He found out about this one chick, try to make her feel a certain way about, you know, dealing with me. And, you know, that's the first time that I knew he was trying to, you know, dirty Mac me, you know. And that's what I think it stemmed from. Well, it didn't stem from that. It stemmed from us not doing the track. But I think he took that the wrong way. Like I just didn't know who he was at the time.
Do you notice that a lot of issues in the industry kind of stem from dudes fucking with the same girl?
Oh yeah, a lot. That's common. Man, see, it's dudes, man, they recycle all of these girls, man, out here. And it's crazy, man. It's like you would think a person reaches a certain level or gets to a certain point where they get so much money that they would try to go out there and find a girl that no one has been with or a girl that no one has seen and try to come back with something exclusive. But now, on the contrary, man, they want the same one this nigga didn't have, or this nigga didn't have, or the one this nigga didn't have. The shit is weird, man. Bro, and that shit didn't happen to me so many different times with these industry motherfuckers, but these guys they didn't react the way Maino reacted.
You see, but that you make such a great point, right? Because I always looked at the situation with 50 and Diddy. Like, Diddy knew that was 50's baby mama. Why would you go after her specifically? You know what I'm saying? And so then I get why 50 felt the way, like, yo, like, why you do that? That's kind of weird. But at the same time, it's just kind of like there are people that not only just want the girl because she looked good, but mainly want the girl because she was fucking with this dude specifically. Like, it's like an ego thing. Like, they want to be known as like them telling him like, like, yeah, you better than he was or something.
Yeah, ego purposes, psychological purposes, trophy purposes, and just for, just to be able to be like, yo, man, I stabbed this nigga joint. You know what I'm saying? I had that, bitch. I've been had that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Right.
Type shit.
It's a weird situation, man.
For sure.
Yo, but I would love to see you and Maino do a track together, man. Can we make that happen though? Is that possible?
Hey, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got no problems with that, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no problems with that, man. Man, he good in my book, man.
Yeah. Let's make that happen. What's up with you and Jim Jones, man? Why you do him like that? That impression that you did of him had me dead, bro.
Yo, to be honest with you, that video was so old. It wasn't old like that, but it wasn't new. You know what I mean? Because as you've seen, I actually did an impression of Cameron too, that was on the same video.
Right.
So I ended up putting later releasing the impression that I did of Can, just to show people, like, look, this is the whole video of the piece of the Jim Jones video that you've seen.
Now, when he had came out and he said that he was like one of the top guys of your guys' era, right? That he didn't think anybody could really take him on. You said that you knew at least like 10 people that could beat him. And like you didn't even think that he could beat you when it came to bars. So you think that Jimmy is he just playing algorithm games too, or what is he doing?
I know he's one of those people that does play algorithm games. I don't know if he was doing it at that particular moment, but he does it. And that's what's up.
What you think about his new podcast and everything like that? Would you go on there?
Yeah, why not? He doing anything. Shout out to them brothers on there, no?
I think that would be
Why
dope,
not?
man.
But
Now, one of my favorite types of content you do is when you do the unpopular opinion, because it really do get people talking. Now, you also pissed off a lot of people when you said Tony Yayo's thoughts of a predicate felon was better than Jim Jones on my way to church. So why do you think that Yayo's album, his first album, was better?
it sound better to me.
Because of 50 or just
That's
overall
just how I feel,
everything?
man. It's an opinion. I didn't say it's a fact. It's just an opinion.
You think that because of like 50 on the hooks, or you like sonically, like what specifically did you like better?
You just sound better to me. You know what I'm saying? Jim, when he put that album out, that's when he didn't fully know how to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was still trying to figure himself out. Not saying that Yayo knew how to rap, but at that point he just sounded better to me.
Got you. But it's crazy because a lot of people feel like that On My Way to Church is a classic though, bro.
Seen that. I seen that. I'm like, That's still not going to change my mind about what I think, but okay.
So you really, when you say these things, you say it, that's genuinely how you feel. You're not saying like the unpopular opinion purposely to get people riled up.
I mean, I was sticking my mind out there, my brother. You know what I mean? This is what I feel, man. This is my my opinion. I have my the way that I think and my thought process differs from the masses. You know what I mean? I want to say things that these other motherfuckers ain't saying. Everybody think this way. I want to think this way. You know what I'm saying? So, and it just happens to be controversial. So that's a good thing because it gets them to engage. And you don't have to agree, not you per se, but I'm just saying, period. You don't have to agree with my opinion. And a lot of people jump in the comments, they be like, nah, you wrong. You wrong. You wrong about this. My bro, how's an opinion gonna be wrong? It's an opinion, bro. I never said this is the end all be all, or I'm right or nothing. I just said, yo, this is my opinion, bro.
You know, I think it's so funny, like how upset people get about opinions like that, because it's like, I like talking about it because just like sharing information and like, I might walk away with something that I didn't think about before. I'm not opposed to changing my opinion based off of some new information, right? But like when so people are like so stuck in their point of view and they're like willing to almost die on that hill, it's insane, bro. It's like, it's really that serious to you?
They be like, well, how you ain't gonna say why you think that or why the home is better out? You're just gonna cut it off and just be like it was better. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not about to sit here and be debating with you about this shit. I don't got to tell you why I think this album is better. I just think it's better, man.
Yo, that's the funny thing though. I was about to tell you, I think it's almost genius that you do it in shorts, on short form, versus doing an actual full on video, breaking it down and explaining it, because it's like a cliffhanger.
Facts. If y'all never do what y'all gonna do with this, I'm not going back. I'm not making this no longer, no shorter, no funny. Yeah.
So you did another unpopular opinion where you said that Hit 'Em Up is better than Ether and No Vaseline.
It's better than No Vaseline, better than Ether, better than Not Like Us, man. Come on, man. No comparison, man.
All right, what are your top 5 diss tracks of all time?
Hit 'Em Up, No Vaseline, Ether. Hey, I gotta throw that Cannabis.
Second round knockout?
Yeah, second round knockout up in there somewhere, man. And 5, I gotta think about 5. Because it's debating. You know what I'm saying? But those are the 4 I'll put up right there.
You're not even gonna put Takeover in there?
The Takeover was alright, man. You know what I mean? Like it was cool, man. But I ain't gonna put it in the top 5.
Yo, it's so funny though, because like Takeover is so revered, right? And I think it's cool, but like I've always thought Ether was better. Like it was just so much more relentless, in my opinion. Maybe it's because he had the chance to be more focused, where like Jay was like shooting at all these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's always funny that people argue Takeover and Ether. So I'm assuming then you're saying Ether is better than Takeover, right?
I mean, I'm not even saying that, but I don't know. It's weird because like I said, I want to put Takeover top 5, but I got Ether in the top 5. So I just kind of saying that without saying it, I guess. So I don't know.
Right. Now you listed second round knockout, and a lot of people, I don't think Cannabis gets his props for that one, because a lot of times people view it as LL won that battle, so it's almost like they don't give him enough props on that diss track. But I thought that diss track was crazy.
LL won by default, man. No disrespect to LL, but yeah.
I agree with you on that, because LL had the more popularity, so it was like, you know what I mean? Like by default, he did win because of that.
Facts.
All right. And then you also said that J. Cole is better than Kendrick overall.
Yeah, man. Overall, he's better, man. The thing is, Kendrick is just more creative, musically creative than Cole. You know what I'm saying? But I think if we're talking sheer bars, Cole was better.
Are you a Kendrick fan?
Fan, I ain't gonna say fan. I'm a well, I respect his art and I'm a listener of his music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know, a fan is somebody that's going down and checking everything you do. Checking everything. I'm downloading everything.
Right. I feel like Cole, to me, overall, is a better artist, in my personal opinion. You know, I do like J. Cole's work better than Kendrick's. And also because he's a producer too. Now, I know he gets a lot of shit for his beats. People feel like it's simple, but I feel like he knows the canvas he wants to paint on.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like how like people give Eminem shit for his beats, but it's like it works for them. What the type of beats that they do work specifically for their songs, the songs that they do.
I mean, can't please everybody, man.
Right. Now the one I gotta disagree with you on though, right, is your take when you said Me Against the World is better than Machiavelli. I don't know about that. I don't know.
That's a personal opinion, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
I
Everything
actually think
man.
I think both of those are better than All Eyes on Me, in my personal opinion. I think All Eyes on Me had so many great bangers, but because it was 2 CDs, that there was more filler. I feel like Me Against the World, Machiavelli, and even Thug Life, I could listen to front to back with no skips. But like All Eyes on Me, there's some songs in there that I gotta skip past.
I mean, music is subjective, man. Everybody gonna feel differently about different, you know, projects or whatever the case be. Because some people, you know, receive it differently, and they might, you know, might not like this song. They might not like this song. Other people may like this song. So it's subjective, man. So you got everything is respectable.
What's your favorite Tupac album of all time?
Favorite Pac album probably Me Against the World.
Me Against the World. Yeah, definitely classic. All right, Hood. Man, I just want to thank you so much for your time, bro. Is there anything else you want to say before we go ahead and wrap it up? What you got going on? What kind of projects?
Well, listen, man, the project Pesci 5, I know I've been saying it's on the way for a minute. It sound like, you know, what I was doing when I was saying Tales from the Hood on the way and all that. But Pesci 5 is definitely on the way before the end of the summer. I'm actually dropping 2 projects at one time. We'll drop Pesci 5, then the self-titled Joshua Hood album. Probably in the same week, I'm gonna do something crazy. And I'm about to drop the Best of Hood, all nostalgia classic freestyles tomorrow, you know, just for people to, you know, download and all that, just so they can reminisce in case they forgot who a motherfucker was and where I was cut from. So you're gonna be able to download that. I'm gonna post a link on my Instagram tomorrow. I was gonna do it tonight, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow because, you know, the championship is coming on in a minute. I gotta watch this basketball. So we're gonna do it tomorrow. Make sure you support your boy. Best of the Hood, Flashbacks to the Block will be out. Mañana.
Yo, wait, you got RJ Payne on a record, right?
So I got Audrey Payne on the same project that the Young Noble was on.
Oh, right. Yeah. You guys got any more work coming together?
Yeah, I got something on one of his projects too.
Dope, man. Yeah, that's my guy, man. Shout out to RJ Payne. He definitely
Facts.
keeping that era that we love alive. You know what I mean?
That's
for
a
sure.
fact.
But I'm excited about the projects, bro. We definitely looking out for that. What's your prediction? Are the Knicks winning?
Yo, Knicks and 8, man.
And no, for real though.
Man.
You think they're not gonna win?
Hey, I plead the fifth, man. Cause I ain't even getting in that. Neither one of these teams are my team. So
Oh yeah, you the Lakers fan, right?
Yeah.
Yo, wait, okay. So you saw what happened, bro. Luka was out. LeBron had to carry the team pretty much. I mean, Austin Reeves was even injured at one point. And this man, oh my God.
Man, they gonna miss him when he gone.
You think that he coming back to the Lakers?
I don't know, man. If he does, I hope they bring someone in that's a significant game changer. And I think they need to get rid of Austin Reeves because Austin Reeves and Luka on the same team are defensive liabilities, man. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, Austin Reeves, I'm not gonna say I can't say he doesn't show up consistently in playoffs. So we need to get whatever they can get for him.
I like Reeves, but I do think that he's one of their biggest bargaining chips right now, and he's demanding a lot of money. So it's like I do think they need to trade him.
Get him out of here, pack him up with Maxi Kleber, package him up with your man DeAndre Ayton, throw all of them in a grocery bag and ship them to another team and let us get some assets.
Wait, they got 3 first-round picks that they can trade now too, right? I heard that they really trying to go in for Giannis.
Hey, that would be crazy.
Yeah, I think that would be crazy for sure, man. All right, Hood. Appreciate you, my brother.